there's no better place than the University of Nebraska Lincoln.
There is no place like Nebraska.
There is no place like Nebraska. It's a saying that we hear and see quite a bit, and for good reason. It points to something greater at work here. It's our way of saying to everyone, look to us. We know we're a bit different. We have been since the founding of dear old Nebraska U. We're Huskers, who continually show the world what resiliency, loyalty, hard work, and kindness look like. Our faculty, staff, and students make up a vibrant intellectual community, one that extends across Nebraska, where our roots run deep. Our work doesn't happen in isolation. We grow because we learn from and engage with the people, communities, and industries across the state. We are part of a university that truly embodies the land-grant mission in both spirit and practice. The work that happens here doesn't stop at Nebraska's edge. It impacts the nation and world. We've seen this time and time again. We see it now, within this place, within each other. We are Nebraska, and there truly is no place like it.
Well, good afternoon, and thank you for joining us in person or online to celebrate the University of Nebraska Lincoln's Charter Day. I'm grateful for your presence, and I would also like to acknowledge leaders of our university community, local and state elected officials, and members of the University of Nebraska Board of Regents. Please stand so we can recognize you. La Trio, who you heard as you were coming in, is a chordless trio led by composer, bassist, and educator Evan LaBeouf. LaBeouf is currently completing his doctorate in jazz studies at UNL. Today, the trio includes Sage Honda on trumpet, a junior mechanical engineering major, and Gavin Gillespie, a junior percussion performance major. Please join me in thanking Evan, Sage, and Gavin for sharing their talents with us. Now, please turn your attention to a video by Dr. Jeffrey Gold, president of the University of Nebraska System.
Good afternoon. I'm Dr. Jeff Gold, and I have the honor of serving as the president of the University of Nebraska System. And it's a pleasure to be with you today as we celebrate a milestone in the life of our flagship university campus, University of Nebraska-Lincoln. UNL was chartered in 1869 as our state's land-grant university. It has a mission to expand opportunity and improve lives across Nebraska. And today, we mark 157 years since that founding. 157 years of educating tomorrow's leaders, advancing knowledge, and fueling the growth of our state and its people. That founding vision has carried us through more than a century and a half of progress, of leadership, and of impact. This was one of the first universities west of the Mississippi to award doctoral degrees. The world's first undergraduate psychology lab was born here. The discipline of ecology was established here. And our early commitment to the arts led to enduring contributions like Prairie Schooner, the University of Nebraska Press, and our cherished Sheldon Museum of Art. Charter Day is a moment to reflect on all that we've built together, and also a reminder to look ahead with renewed purpose and with shared commitment. And that commitment lives in our classrooms, where faculty are transforming students' lives through education, discovery, and engagement. It lives in our innovation and creative work that continues real-world challenges and expands our understanding. and it lives in our outreach across all 93 counties of the state and the partnerships we built that stretch beyond the borders of our state and beyond the borders of our nation. And each day, the University of Nebraska-Lincoln is shaping the future. We're leading in fields critical to our state and to our world, from agriculture and healthcare to engineering and humanities and well beyond. And we're preparing graduates who are ready to lead, ready to serve, and ready to meet the challenges of a changing world. And today, as we honor our legacy, we've moved forward, guided by the mission that has always defined us, to serve the people of Nebraska through teaching, research, and service. And so I thank you for all that you do to make the University of Nebraska-Lincoln a place of learning, opportunity, and of impact. Happy Charter Day, and as always, go Big Red.
Well, thank you, President Gold. I'm Kathy Ankerson, Interim Chancellor of the University of Nebraska-Lincoln, and I thank you for joining us on this beautiful afternoon as we commemorate Charter Day, a moment when we pause to honor our history and recommit ourselves to the people of Nebraska and to the purpose that guides all we do. This day has always mattered, but this year, as I begin my tenure as Interim Chancellor of UNL, it feels especially meaningful. President Gold captured well in his remarks the progress, leadership, and impact of UNL past, present, and for the future. Charter Day celebrates a bold decision Nebraskans made 157 years ago when they founded a university dedicated to teaching, research, service, discovery, and opportunity. Today, we honor that legacy by renewing our promise to continue serving, inspiring, and strengthening our state while contributing to the betterment of our world. Across our university, we often talk about our why. Why do we educate? Why do we work here? Why do we conduct research and creative activity? Why do we extend our expertise to communities in every county? Why do we welcome learners of every background and age? We do these things because we are investing in what matters to our collective future. Our why begins with our people, the faculty, staff, postdocs, and students who form a vibrant intellectual community that is grounded in integrity, compassion, and a shared commitment to do the next right thing. Our people embody two of UNL's most remarkable and enduring traits: authenticity and generosity. Faculty in their mentorship, staff in their service to students, students in sharing their talents with us, and alumni and partners in their steadfast support. Whether your role is faculty, staff, emeriti, postdoc, student mentor or leader, or one of our many alumni and partners, you are difference makers, preparing individuals of all ages and backgrounds to lead with purpose. You also provide the support, programs, and services essential to student success, something that lies at the very core of who we are as a land-grant institution. Our why is also found in our place, in every sense of that word. We are rooted here in Nebraska, positioned at the physical center of the nation where our geography and facilities create natural connections with people, ideas, and possibilities. Our place is also embedded in the spirit of the state, its creativity and profound sense of community, which shapes who we are and how we work. And our place is positioned in time. We stand on a legacy of historic contributions spanning agriculture, natural resources, early childhood development, arts and humanities, and scientific discovery, to name just a few. And we carry that tradition forward as we confront emerging challenges with innovation and optimism. Our work supports children and families, strengthens agriculture and rural prosperity, advances creative arts and scientific discovery, and propels innovation that ripples far beyond our state. We stand at the intersection of tradition and innovation, connecting Nebraska and the world through our partnerships and our impact. Finally, our why is shaped by our time. This moment, right now, carries urgency and possibility. The challenges before us, economic vitality, workforce development, health and well-being, sustainability, social progress, demand bold leadership and collective action. Our time at UNL allows us to translate knowledge into impact through deep expertise and interdisciplinary collaboration. We are uniquely prepared to solve tomorrow's problems today, empowering generations of individuals in their communities to thrive. But our work does not happen in isolation. We grow by learning from one another and by engaging with communities, industry, and partners across the state. Together, we imagine, build, and transform the future. It's our people, it's our place, and it is our time. And together, we transform lives and empower generations to lead boldly, courageously, and with purpose greater than ourselves. Let us celebrate our history and step confidently toward a bold and exciting future for the University of Nebraska-Lincoln. Our first step toward that future is awareness of the many intentional activities occurring across UNL, experiences that spark curiosity, foster a love of lifelong learning, and deepen analytical and reflective capacities. These efforts prepare students for lasting success, strengthen Nebraska's economic vitality, and distinguish UNL as an exceptional university community. Today, I have invited our deans and university leaders to share their why, the purpose behind their colleges or units' work, and how it drives our university forward. Their stories represent the breadth of UNL's impact and the depth of our shared commitment to Nebraska's people. Let's begin with our first group of presenters.
I'm Valerie Jones, Interim Dean from the College of Journalism and Mass Communication. Thanks for being here today. It's a healthy pause. Was that dramatic? Excellent. Fantastic. There we are. We're engaged. We're ready to go. Our purpose has never been clearer or more essential. We exist because media is changing, misinformation is growing, and the truth is harder and harder to find. Because sports give us joy and pain, but it's more than a game. It's a lens for understanding culture. Because ideas are big and attention spans are small, and we need compelling ways to connect. As Nebraska's only accredited journalism and mass communications program, we carry both a distinct responsibility and profound opportunity. Our fields are constantly changing, and we are built to change with them. In just 4 years of the Experience Lab, we've had over 2,000 students enrolled. They've created over 214,000 hours of experience. That's content that's being distributed across the state of Nebraska. That's solving real problems. That's working with nonprofit clients. We bring Nebraska industry into our classrooms and agencies. 43 organizations have contributed over 5,000 hours of mentorship, supported by 17 statewide sponsors. Experiential learning isn't just an add-on, it's our curriculum. That alignment makes us agile. In the past 2 years, we've launched 5 new academic programs, including an accelerated master's degree, a sports promotion graduate certificate, an esports media and communication undergraduate certificate, responding directly to workforce evolution and student demand. We've deepened our commitment and our engagement with Nebraska, launching a rural journalism internship program to serve news deserts, and hosting high school media days that elevate the excellence of over 400 Nebraska athletes and give our students real-world experience. This impact is coordinated, not accidental. A strong Common Core ensures every student develops essential skills, and a centralized advising team supports them from enrollment through to graduation. Our faculty produce nationally relevant scholarship in areas from AI and media law to health and crisis communication, rural journalism, sports media, emerging technologies, shaping how communities inform, govern, and connect. At Root, we exist to ensure that ideas move from classroom to community, from research to public understanding. Communication isn't just a profession, it's a public good, the connective tissue of a modern land-grant university. And we advance it across Nebraska by doing, from day one. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Kevin Van Den Wy-Mellenberg, Dean in the College of Architecture. At the College of Architecture, we're focused on building more beautiful and resilient communities. We educate change makers that are also creative problem solvers who build careers here in Nebraska and make impacts well beyond the state. Our why is to create vibrant and healthy communities. So our students are planning and partnering with Nebraska communities, transforming learning into action and action into lasting impact. For example, shown here in Axtell, Nebraska this past semester, our faculty in the Assist Collaborate Studio worked with local leaders and business owners to dream the possibilities for the future of their town, helping rural communities imagine new pathways forward through thoughtful planning and design. And in Omaha, our Design Build Fact studio, led by Architecture Day, Professor Day, is reimagining small, sustainable homes for aging in-place residents. These projects are just another example of how academic ideas can become lasting community solutions in Omaha, Nebraska, and beyond. Faculty and students are routinely and continually pushing the edges and exploring new ways to design and build and shape the world through their research and creative practice. Here's just an image of one of our professors, David Newton's work in advancing robotics and acceleration in construction with the aim for increased precision, reduced waste, and reduced energy consumption. Artificial intelligence is transforming how we understand and imagine the built environment as every industry is impacted. Here, we're showing images from Professor Brian Kelly's work using AI to reveal new insights, expand creativity and the iteration and design process, and challenge traditional ways of making architecture. On the same slide, also looking at community regional planning, Professor Yunu Nam's research in using big data to improve everyday lives on downtown streets and increase walkability and safety in our cities. Salvador Lindquist is using advanced thermal imaging to show how heat impacts children's lives in outdoor spaces, especially in urban settings, and his work is guiding community standards for cooler, safer, and healthier downtown environments. Professor Griffith's studio is using locally harvested red cedar, often considered an invasive, but is indeed local species, to create carbon sequestering micro-dwellings. These kind of hands-on projects where students get to build and experience the real-world challenges of design and construction combine to create elegant, cost-effective, and planet-friendly solutions. And finally, our faculty in interior design, Professor Nate Bysack and Kendra Ordia, are exploring the use of native species and abundant plant materials for new building materials. Their work beautifully advances both sustainability and innovation while being rooted in Nebraska. So in conclusion, this is just a glimpse of our work, yet it reveals how the college is shaping the future of design and the built environment. Every discovery in design, technology, and nature helps to build a more resilient and beautiful Nebraska.
All right, good afternoon. I'm Pat Dussault, Interim Dean of the College of Arts and Sciences, and it's an honor to be part of Charter Day and to join my colleagues from across the university and all of you to talk about our shared purpose, what was referred to earlier as our why. Charter Day is a moment to step back from our daily work and efforts and remember what is bringing us together, a commitment to education, discovery, creative activity, and engagement. In the College of Arts and Sciences, that sense of purpose drives everything that we do. We prepare students not only for evolving careers, but for thoughtful citizenship, lifelong learning, and leadership in a complex world. In CAS, as I'll call it, we let curiosity move us, asking big questions, exploring new ideas, and doing big things that make a difference. Our students carry what they learn, and I should be good and advance my slides. And do big things that make a difference. They carry what they learn into classrooms, clinics, labs, businesses, and communities across Nebraska and much beyond. Student recruitment and success remain central priorities for us now. The partnership of our outstanding recruitment team and the college with their campus partners has resulted in increased numbers of first-time freshmen and transfer students joining us this year. And we're especially proud that 92% of last year's CAS students returned this year. That reflects not only the student commitment, but the dedication of our outstanding faculty, and most particularly the dedication of our student success team, some of whom are with us here today, who work every day to support our students as they navigate not only their academic lives, but also, in many cases, their personal journeys. We're also expanding opportunities for our students through innovative academic pathways. We just launched a multidisciplinary studies major, a flexible degree option allowing students to design a course of study that reflects their goals, their interests, and their career objectives. This program is just one example of how CAS is responding to the needs of today's students, helping them build an education that is both rigorous and adaptable. We're also leaning into student experiential activities, whether at off-campus sites, such as Cedar Point Biological Station or Reller Prairie, or specialized on-campus labs and facilities, as I think we're seeing a little bit of here. Our why is also deeply connected to discovery and creative work. We're a Big Ten R1 institution, and CAS faculty are recognized nationally and internationally for excellence in research, creative activity, and teaching. We're proud to celebrate colleagues such as Jay Stortz and Timothy Schaffert, recipients of the university-wide Outstanding Research and Creativity Award, Sherry Fritz, elected to the National Academy of Sciences, and Nganga Muchiri, named a Fellow of the American Council of Learned Societies. This creativity and achievement can be seen within the college in synthetic muscle research, where our researchers are contributing to innovations that have implications for health and engineering and technology. We see it in the humanities, where we have projects like Petitioning for Freedom, which brings history, archives, and public engagement together to deepen our understanding of democracy and civic life. We see this in the Bureau of Sociological Research anchored in our college, which for decades has taken the pulse of Nebraska and providing data and insight that inform policy and communities and public understanding. And we see it in our centers, such as Children, Families, and the Law, whose work directly impacts the well-being of many, many Nebraskans. These examples highlight something essential about our why. Our work does not take place in isolation. It's shaped by collaboration, by engagement, and by a commitment to serving the state and contributing to knowledge that really matters. Looking ahead, we remain focused on the future, continuing to strengthen undergrad education, supporting our graduate students, advancing research, and ensuring that CAS remains a place where ideas flourish and where students, faculty, and staff feel supported and inspired. Charter Day reminds us that while each unit tells its own story, these stories are part of something much bigger. And the fabric of UNL is woven from all our interconnected strands, and the College of Arts and Sciences, CAS, is proud to be a central part of that fabric, educating students, advancing discovery, and living out the land-grant mission in meaningful and measurable ways. So I want to thank you for the opportunity for allowing me to share how CAS is contributing to UNL's shared purpose. We're excited about what lies ahead, and we're grateful to be part of a university community where that continues to move forward with optimism, with intention, and with a deep sense of why we do what we do. Thank you.
Hi, I am Andy Belser, Dean of the Hickson Lead College of Fine and Performing Arts. Our why is student-focused, and partly it's to grow the imagination for this community and for students about what a career in the arts really means. That is really important in today's world because there is an imagination, and I want to point you to the root word of imagination, which is image. So instead of showing you images, turn on in your mind all the ways the arts influence and stream through your life. We have an arts campus. It includes the Lead Center and the Sheldon and the Hickson Lead College. Without it, we are not the university that everyone loves and counts on. Our job as art training young people in the arts is to grow an imagination for where their careers can go. That requires them to imagine how they are adapting to an entirely new world. You are not getting seats in symphonies anymore. Maybe we will, 1 in 20 years. You are going to be working in theme parks, streaming, making films that we stream right through our phones. You're going to be designing for all kinds of industry. You're bringing creativity to the very heart of culture in very new ways. So I'm going to give you 3 ways how we're growing that imagination. These are too small. The first initiative is spreading emerging media arts throughout the college and throughout UNL. How are we going to do that? We are bringing emerging media arts to the very center of the programs of our college and UNL. We are starting new programs. One is a BFA, a Bachelor of Fine Arts, in entertainment design and production, so students can go out and work in theme parks and work in films and work in all the places that you want to go, like the Sphere. Second is a BA in sound technology. Sound is everywhere, your phone, everywhere. It's everywhere. We want our musicians to be thinking of themselves as sound technologists and designers. And a BFA in musical theater, and I want to encourage you to think about musical theater as the standard musical theater, the Broadway that we all know and love, and also music theater, which is everywhere, including the halftime of the Super Bowl and the Sphere. And then we are also starting a minor in emerging media arts. This is not cross-disciplinary. This is foundational to every other major at this university, and every student at the university will be able to engage in a minor in emerging media arts. We're going to be starting a graduate program in emerging media arts as well. Second, we are giving students a global travel experiences for all arts students, and our goal is to support them to travel globally. Global cultures, again, the halftime of the Super Bowl. If you're going to work on that Super Bowl halftime show, you better understand how to work with people across cultures. We believe that those are foundational experiences. Finally, interdisciplinary curriculum. Here I am talking about fundamentally saying, if you want to be a musician, you need a double major in business, or you want to be an actor, you better be double majoring in marketing or journalism and communications. You want to be an emerging media artist, how about engineering and emerging media arts, studio art and entrepreneurship, dance and education. Our students are going to be newly career-focused because of the emerging media arts, global experiences, and interdisciplinary career opportunities. Thanks.
Okay, Kurt. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Lance Perez, and I'm the Fred Hunsker Dean of the College of Engineering at UNL. As the only College of Engineering in the state of Nebraska, our why is to provide the next generation of engineering, construction, and computing workforce to drive economic development in the state and the region, while also conducting the research that solves problems of global importance while positively impacting the lives of every Nebraskan. And that's what we do every day. There we go. So 18 months ago, we completed Kiewit Hall. Kiewit Hall is a $115 million facility, entirely privately funded. No state dollars, no tuition dollars went into this building. It was supported entirely by philanthropy. It is a LEED Gold and WELL Silver building, one of the only engineering building in the country with those certifications, and it is entirely dedicated to our educational mission. It is a transformative investment. It has enabled us to do things that we simply couldn't do before. It houses the Design Hub, which is an engineering-focused makerspace that our students get to use and to design, build, and break things. Everything from a figure-8 race car to robots to rockets. They do anything they can imagine, as Andy was saying, in the Design Hub. It's also enabled our faculty to do transformative things. So for example, Dr. Emilini Watson, a professor of practice in the Durham School of Architectural Engineering and Construction, did a shed building project in her sophomore construction class, where students got to undergo the design and build process, building solar-powered sheds and learning about worksite safety with the help of our local industry. These sheds were completed and then sold, and the proceeds went to a Lincoln women's shelter. We also were able to host a regional robotics competition that brought in 500 people, students and their families, from across the entire state of Nebraska and neighboring states for a weekend of robotics competition. We've also been able to highlight our senior design showcase. Every engineering degree ends at a capstone where our students actually have to demonstrate that they've learned the skills appropriate to their major by designing and building something. And now they have a forum in which they get to show these projects off, and local industry and families get to come and see them. Because of the hard work of our faculty and staff, nearly every key performance indicator in the college is at a record high. We have the highest undergraduate enrollment in our history. We have the highest research expenditures in our history. Our undergraduate degree in mechanical engineering is now the largest degree at UNL. We also have launched our Complete Engineer program. The Complete Engineer program is a program that seeks to build out 6 non-technical competencies in our students. So as a College of Engineering, we of course provide a strong and rigorous technical background for our students. But in response to feedback from our employers, we are also seeking to build out other skills in our students, including communication, leadership, self-management. And we do this not through coursework, but by challenging our students to take it upon themselves to grow themselves personally. This program is becoming a national model and is giving our students a competitive advantage when they interview. The degree to which they progress in this program appears on their official transcript, so it is a record for them for their life. Finally, we've launched the Prairie Initiative. This is an AI initiative that builds on over 30 years of AI work in the College of Engineering and the School of Computing. And it is supported by a generous philanthropic gift. It's built on 4 pillars: construct, cultivate, connect, and create. And what this initiative seeks to do is to make sure that the University of Nebraska-Lincoln continues to be the state's resource for AI expertise, whether it's by enhancing the education of students across campus, by leading AI research that our faculty are doing, or whether it's training our staff on how to effectively use AI. And we're doing this with our campus partners, particularly with the College of Business. And this initiative seeks to make sure that everybody who comes to UNL, faculty, staff, and students, will leave and learn about AI and about how to use it in a socially and ethically responsible way. So thank you very much, and well, happy Charter Day.
Good afternoon. My name is Tom Berkey. I have the honor and privilege of serving as the interim dean for the College of Agricultural Sciences and Natural Resources. On behalf of the Institute for Agricultural and Natural Resources, it's my honor and privilege to also thank Chancellor Ankerson for the opportunity for us to take part in this event today, 2026 Charter Day. At Kasner, our why is rooted in people in place and preparing learners to meet the moment. As Nebraska's land-grant College of Agriculture and Natural Resources, we educate students where discovery meets application. We do this across our communities, across our counties, across our classrooms, campuses, centers, and laboratories, and increasingly, digital spaces that extend our reach across the state and beyond. Our strategic areas of focus include unwavering dedication to student success, experiential learning as a core expectation, creating seamless learner pathways across the continuum of learners, and faculty-driven teaching innovation that ensures our students don't just learn about complex systems, they learn within them. We are aligning curriculum and credentials with Nebraska's evolving workforce while investing in digital learning ecosystems that expand access for all learners. Through this work, Kasner graduates become resilient, evidence-driven problem solvers. These problem solvers are going to be prepared to lead at the nexus of food, energy, water, health, and society. This is our land-grant mission in action. This is rooted in Nebraska. We apply it down the hall and down the road, and we try and scale it to the world. This is Kasner.
Hello, I'm Dr. Charlie from Extension. We're the outreach and engagement arm of not only this land-grant university, but we're opening doors for the entire University of Nebraska system. What's our why? We exist to help people co-create a better tomorrow. How do we do that? We help people with their critical thinking skills, their leadership skills, and probably most importantly, their connections. What do? We provide research and evidence-based information to help people make informed decisions. People who make informed decisions start to take control of their lives. People who take control of their lives have hope. We're not only in the information business, the learning business, we're in the hope business. We are committed to being relevant. Relevance is the intersection of what you want to say and what your audience is interested in. For 2026, they took off the slides. For 2026, we're committed to be relentlessly relevant, focusing on the client's needs. For 2027 and beyond, we're focusing on being irresistibly relevant. That means people will not leave you alone, that we cannot be ignored. No more, I never want to hear again, Nebraska Extension is the best kept secret. Thank you.
Good afternoon, I'm Derek McLean. I'm Dean and Director of the Ag Research Division and the Nebraska Agricultural Experiment Station. The why for the Ag Research Division is centered in the land grant mission. We focus on creating collaborative partnerships, collaborative spaces where we can bring together groups to really talk about what's important and meet the needs for the people of Nebraska. Our strategy is to promote dialogue and then to listen and to consider the different perspectives from our students, our staff, our faculty, and our external stakeholders to understand their needs. We use this information to create and refine a vision that aligns with the university mission and goals and also meets the needs of our external stakeholders. We know that to be a successful Ag Research Division and Experiment Station in a land-grant university, we must operate as an integrated system in which staff and faculty excellence, student opportunity and success, extension engagement, and basic fundamental research and applied research reinforce one another such that we are meeting the needs and we remain grounded in the needs for the people and the communities that we serve. By keeping the needs of the state and the region in clear view, and by using feedback loops such as improving our approach, feedback loops such as increasing and enhancing our collaborations with external stakeholders, and feedback loops such as championing and highlighting the students, the staff, and the faculty that are making an impact. We know that then our investments are going to go to the greatest needs and have the greatest impact for the state. And we're going to remain accessible and credible as all public institutions need to be. This is our why. We look forward to a bright future and growth in ag research. Thank you.
I'm shorter. Hello, everyone. I'm Kathy Farrell. I am the James Jr. and Susan Stewart Endowed Dean of the College of Business. It's a pleasure to be here today and talk about something that I'm passionate about, which is the College of Business. Our mission in the college is together we drive discovery, create opportunity, and empower individuals to lead the future of business. And we do that on the set of 5 guiding principles, on the foundation of 5 guiding principles that start with a focus on the self and move to a focus on the greater good. Challenge yourself, be inclusive, ask bold questions, look to the future, and make it matter. And that's what we've used to really drive what we've been doing for the last 8 years, which is quite frankly to be a Big Ten business school, not just in name, but in fact. And that's really what we focused on. And we believe we're heading in that direction. We now have the largest student body in our history with over 4,500 students, of which over 4,000 are undergrads. We admitted our largest first-time freshman class this year, 975 students, and had our highest retention rates. So we feel like we're hitting things on all cylinders right now. And our goal is to continue that trajectory. We're seeing success not just at the undergraduate space, but also in the online, particularly the online graduate space. We have a highly ranked online MBA program. It's number 5 best online according to Financial Times, which is our favorite. But in addition to that, we like to talk about the fact one of our most famous alumni, Warren Buffett, has a quote that says, "Price is what you pay, but value is what you get." And our online MBA is number 1 best value in the United States by Financial Times, and we're very proud of that. And our other online programs are also highly ranked. In addition to our graduate programs, our undergraduate program, the primary initiative that we've been working on recently is we've entirely redesigned our undergraduate core curriculum that all of our students have to take. And that core curriculum includes an improv class. It includes a navigating emerging technology class now, but perhaps more importantly is we've leaned into the experiential learning, perhaps learning a little bit from our journalism friends, and have introduced a experiential learning at the freshman level as well as the senior level of our students' experience for all students. We have these experiences available, but this is through our core. The first course is an intro to business class, and the students learn about business through the lens of an early stage startup. But then the last 5 weeks, they engage not only with a corporate partner project, but they also engage with business consultants, so mentors in the business world, as well as upperclassmen coaches. So we're engaging them early and quickly, not just with students within the college, but also business partners. Then at the end of their experience, we do another capstone experience where it's a high-level strategic problem that companies are faced with, and our students are asked to opine on that problem and then present it to the C-suite. So we're really bookending the experience for our students and really elevating what we expect and what we believe will deliver to the workforce of Nebraska. In addition, the college has been very committed to campus collaborations. Lance mentioned partnering in the AI space. In addition to that, we have interdisciplinary academic programs. When Dean Moberly and I became deans, one of the ideas he brought to me was starting a business and law minor. We had so much success with it, we've grown it into a major, and it's a highly successful major in the college, and it has commitment from the College of Law in terms of faculty support. We also have other minors for all students across campus. Our most recent is a sport management and business. But what I really want to highlight is our Center for Entrepreneurship. Our entrepreneurship program supports entrepreneurship across campus from a business education, but also from a co-curriculum. And one of the reasons we're able to do this is because there's strong collaboration across all of the entrepreneurship programs on campus. The Angler School in Kasner, the Angler Entrepreneurship Program, the Carson Emerging Media Arts, the Rake School, all of these programs have come together to support one another. We also took all of that information, submitted it, and we, for the first time ever last year, had a top 50 undergraduate ranking for the entire campus for our entrepreneurship programs. It was 45 last year, 42 last year, 35 this year. So there's no place like Nebraska for entrepreneurs. So with that, I'll turn it over to my esteemed colleague, Dean Moberly.
Thank you. I'm Richard Moberly, the Dean at the College of Law. When I thought about this presentation, I talked with several of my colleagues who were here 6 years ago, the last time we did this, and the first thing each of them reminded me was that at the last one, Dean Farrell and I took twice as long as we were allotted, and that we needed to remedy that. Dean Farrell did a remarkable job right at 3 minutes. Annette told me there was actually no penalty this year, so I'm going to go in the opposite direction and double down. So sit back, relax, we're going to be here a while. No, I'm kidding. I will stick to my time. At the College of Law, our why is actually really easy. I was thrilled that this was the theme. It's our mission. We develop inclusive leaders who advance justice, who solve problems, and who serve with integrity. It's been our mission since 2019. We did an entire strategic plan based around that mission. Everything we've done for the last 7 years has been with that focus in mind. There's countless examples I could give you of the ways in which we do that, but they're all luckily for you in our strategic plan report that we issued last fall. You can look it up online, so I'll focus on just 2. There's a problem in Nebraska and actually across America in what we call legal deserts. In Nebraska, there are 93 counties. 12 of those have no attorneys. 20 of those have 3 or less, and most of those attorneys are 65 years or older. Now, some of you may be thinking, tell me the name of those counties. Where can I go where there are no attorneys? That would be amazing. But let me tell you, that actually would be a real problem, because without attorneys, real estate doesn't get transferred, estates don't pass, adoptions don't get made, crimes don't get prosecuted, people don't get defended. It's actually not a great thing for communities. So we've been focused for many years on how we can help not just rural Nebraska, but rural communities throughout the country think about this problem of legal deserts. And we've taken a multi-pronged approach. The first is we've tried to build some pipelines to the College of Law from people from rural Nebraska to come to the College of Law. And so we've built partnerships with colleges like the University of Nebraska-Kearney, with Wayne State, Chadron State, Peru State, to encourage students who get 4-year scholarships at those schools to come and be automatically admitted to the law school, and then hopefully go back to rural Nebraska to practice law. We've engaged in training. One of the real needs in rural Nebraska is for guardians ad litem. for attorneys to represent children who are in homes where there's been allegations of abuse or neglect. And we have a nation-leading program in children's justice that is now going to rural counties and training lawyers on the best practices and how to represent children in those situations. We've rolled up our sleeves and engaged in community work. In Schuyler, Nebraska, we've worked with immigrant communities to help them navigate an incredibly complex immigration system. We've gone out to rural Nebraska and helped people in need come up with very simple estate plans. Our students do that every semester. We're now working with the Extension Office to help develop, and other professional colleges to help think about how we can collaborate and bring all sorts of professionals to smaller communities that are interested in having them in their orbit. We become thought leaders in this space. Professor Jess Shoemaker, who's pictured here, has created the Rural Reconciliation Project, which is a multidisciplinary effort to address critical and complex challenges that are facing rural communities in America. So we've had conferences and papers, and we created a journal to examine issues about infrastructure and water in those communities. And this fall in November, we will bring to Lincoln and host a conference of law school deans, state Supreme Court justices, and state bar presidents to see how we can collectively address the problem of bringing lawyers into those communities so that people have access to justice. In my mind, that's a great way that we can advance justice. The second and last item I'll show you is I don't think it's a secret or a surprise that we live in a time of legal, constitutional, and governmental recalibration. Over the last 3 years, the law school has decided to address all of the uncertainty and turmoil by bringing in speakers from all sorts of different perspectives to address law and democracy. And we've had topics such as election integrity and constitutional interpretation and separation of powers. And we brought speakers into our community so our students can hear from different perspectives, can engage in a critical dialogue about what might be the right way forward in this time. This spring, when that recalibration perhaps reached its peak, the University of Nebraska led its Big Ten peers in a series of 11 panels over the course of 11 weeks, each on a different topic related to the Trump administration's recalibration and reassertion of various authorities in a variety of areas. And in those panels, we made sure we had different perspectives, different ideas of how to talk about those topics. Thousands of people tuned in across the country that we hosted, and I'm really proud of our effort to think about the rule of law, and more importantly, to ask our students to think about it critically and what it means for the future of democracy. So this sort of focus on things like rural access to justice and the rule of law has had success in building our reputation nationally and also with prospective students. Over the last 10 years, our applications have doubled. Last year, we had the most applications in our history. And that's led to increased selectivity. The students coming to us are the most talented students in terms of their predictors that we've ever had. So we're really proud of where we are as a law school, and I'm proud to be the dean. So thanks so much.
Good afternoon. I'm Jeff Reese, and I'm the Dean of the College of Education and Human Sciences. Glad to be here to talk with you. As a new dean, and because of today being Charter Day, I thought it would be kind of interesting to learn a little bit about the history of my own college. And so I'd read a little bit about this upon my arrival when I started in July of 25. That the Department of Pedagogy was established in 1895 by G.W.A. Lucky. And he studied under G. Stanley Hall, who was a prominent psychologist who was known by many as the founder of educational psychology. And so Professor Lucky was a faculty of one. So that's how our college started. Teachers College was then founded in 1908. And then fast forward to almost 100 years later, in 2003, the College of Human Resources and Family Studies, with its own rich history, merged with Teachers College. to form the College of Education and Human Sciences that we now have. So much has certainly changed, but based on my reading of the history, those roots of our why have not changed. We're often referred to by others as the People's College. And our mission, our why, is that we're dedicated to enhancing the lives of individuals, families, schools, and communities, and trying to strengthen the relationship between or among all of them. So I was drawn to the college because of the vibrant, diverse programs that it offers, that I'll talk about in just a second, but also the values that I've seen this college live out, including its commitment to community engagement. And you'll see this engagement in all our programs and centers that I'm going to talk about. So first, through our teaching, we're committing to preparing our students to have meaningful careers to address the workforce needs across the state. You can see this in our teaching program initiatives, such as the Teacher Scholars Academy, as well as the Teacher Apprentice Program. Far from an exhaustive list, our undergraduate and graduate programs, our graduate training programs, prepare excellent teachers, healthcare professionals, including audiologists, speech-language pathologists, psychologists, dietitians, couple and family therapists, early childhood teachers, hospitality professionals, scientists, and researchers. And so speaking of research, we're committed to improving the human experience. So our research ranges from the molecular level. You can see Dr. Zemplini in his lab, from the molecular to the ecological systems levels. So pretty narrow to pretty broad. And we also look at the lifespan from birth all the way through the life cycle. Our research is applied and focused, and one of the things I love about our college, that it's focused on addressing critical issues that we face in our state. So just a few examples include intervention research focused on social emotional development of young children, the prevention of obesity diseases, the development of technology for frontline stroke treatment, as you can see there with Dr. Barlow in the bottom left-hand corner, and evidence-based interventions for improving pedagogy, the nutrition of children and families, as well as physical health. So there's a lot going on in our college with regard to how we understand human behavior and our population. So the thing I get really excited about when I think about our college is our commitment to community engagement. And so you see our training and our research go beyond campus. Again, our community engagement, I believe, is one of the distinctives of our college and highlights our why. This is certainly augmented by our wonderful relationship with the Institute of Agriculture and Natural Resources. They help us through our extension and through our research. We have two exceptional research centers, the National Center the Nebraska Center for Research on Children, Youth, Families, and Schools, and also the Nebraska Center for the Prevention of Obesity Diseases. We have 3 training clinics that are providing mental health services, speech and language services. We have the Ruth Staples Child Development Lab that's just celebrated its 100th year. We have the Kit and Dick Schmoker Reading Center. We also have a living classroom that's right across the street at the Scarlet Hotel. We're in a lot of spaces. So we're in schools, we're in community agencies, hospitals, businesses. We have faculty engaged with extension and other community engagement initiatives. So I'm going to try this out with you in terms of when I think about kind of how do we combine our teaching, research, and our community engagement kind of into one. So this results in what I'm calling a Cornhusker trifecta. Maybe? I've been working on it. So of real-world training experiences for our students and the dissemination of these applied research outcomes that provide direct benefit to the communities across the state. We look forward to continuing this work and expanding upon it to further benefit Nebraska. So thank you. And there you can see how we're visible across the state.
Good afternoon. I'm Liz Lorang, Dean of the University Libraries. UNL's libraries are spaces of promise. We hold knowledge and trust, we animate inquiry in the present, and we shape futures of integrity. We power transformational encounters with information that enable UNL's research and learning communities to test ideas and to step into the unknown. This era is one of extraordinary information abundance and also of deep uncertainty about what is true. Content flows everywhere, and the best information is often the hardest to reach. Friction separates people from sources of integrity and from contexts and communities that make meaning rather than despair possible. In a recent essay, Imagining the Research Library of the Future, a UNL undergraduate wrote, "Helping researchers understand the limitations of AI, verify outputs, and thoughtfully integrate these tools into their work should be a clear next step. As AI continues to reshape research, we need institutions that help us adopt the right tools before we are overwhelmed by unreliable ones. This is why spaces of promise matter now. In spaces of promise, a world of sense-making remains possible. Honest engagement with ideas remains possible. And the world can flourish, nurtured through memory, grounded in information of integrity. This is the promise the UNL Libraries keeps open for Nebraska and for every learner we serve." Thank you.
Good afternoon. I'm Jen Nelson, Interim Vice Chancellor for Research and Innovation. I'm thrilled to be here today with faculty, with students, staff, and the public to celebrate Charter Day and to thank Interim Chancellor Kathy Ankerson for bringing the university community together to honor our history and to look ahead to our future. Our why story is that research has been a core mission of the University of Nebraska-Lincoln from the very beginning. For more than 150 years now, research continues to be mission critical in fulfilling UNL's promise as our state's flagship land-grant institution. Research is possible because of the dedicated faculty who live out our university's mission every day. Faculty scholarship improves lives, creates economic opportunities, and shapes a more vibrant future in our state of Nebraska and beyond. UNL is right-sized to do incredible work, large enough for cutting-edge facilities and deep expertise, while small enough to foster strong partnerships and collaboration. I'd like to highlight a few figures that put UNL's impact into context. UNL reached $412 million in total research expenditures in this past fiscal year, 2025. This is the first time that we've crossed $400 million in our history. It represents 45% growth over the past decade. The combined University of Nebraska Herd ranking places us in the top 6% of all research institutions nationally. The University of Nebraska system generates $6.4 billion annually for the state's economy, with UNL being a key driver of economic activity and growth. The University of Nebraska has a combined portfolio of 46 active startups and has raised $214 million from investors, including venture capital, grants, and angels. Over the past decade, faculty members have earned 712 prestigious external honors and awards, an accomplishment that reflects the exceptional quality of UNL's faculty. And for the past 2 years, a record number of Husker faculty members have earned prestigious NSF Career Awards, a testament to the talent among our earlier career faculty. 180 Huskers were featured in the Stanford Elsevier list of the world's most influential researchers, an indicator of how many times their work has been cited. These accomplishments are foundational for what is next. The Office of Research and Innovation is facilitating a process to shape a research identity framework. A focused research identity framework will help us identify updated UNL research strengths and priorities and provide a lens through which we may consider our areas of distinction. My hope is this framework will provide a clear vision for who we are and what we're known for. There's an incredible depth and breadth of expertise and knowledge generation at UNL that can be leveraged to address issues that matter to all Nebraskans. The 6 research identity areas, together with the areas of cross-cutting distinction, can help distinguish UNL research and how it contributes to the state, to the country, and to the world. More than 375 individuals across 98 units on our campus have participated in the development process of this framework, and I'm so grateful for the level of engagement and investment in this process. We look forward to sharing the final version soon. Bringing together faculty across disciplines and with our partners helps to spark new ideas and open doors to collaboration. Partnerships will be a priority as we look forward to what is next. Our office is proud of how it supports the faculty in achieving their goals and achieving their dreams while fulfilling an essential university mission. I also want to recognize the research and innovation team, along with many leaders and staff across our campus who make all of this work possible. Your contributions are essential to this mission, and I'm thankful for all that you do to make Nebraska a great place for research, for scholarly, and for creative endeavors. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Amy Goodburn, and I have the privilege of serving as the Senior Associate Vice Chancellor and Dean of Undergraduate Education. As a first-generation college student who was supported by Pell Grants and work study, I experienced firsthand the power of a public university to transform lives. So my unit's goal and why is to create campus that enables all undergraduates to thrive and successfully fulfill their dreams of earning a degree. The units in my portfolio fall into 3 buckets: advising and career readiness, teaching and learning, and student support. These units serve all undergraduates, regardless of college or major. I also coordinate 6 councils which meet regularly to discuss data and to identify and eliminate barriers to student success. Over 100 faculty and staff participate in these councils each year. Our collective work is underpinned by findings from a decade-long research study across the University of Nebraska campuses. This research has identified principles for creating a campus that puts students at the center, and where faculty and staff provide tailored opportunities and support to help them thrive. So today I'll give just a few examples of what these principles look like in action. Proactive outreach is key to this work. Some outreach is sent to all students, such as the Cornelius chatbot. Other outreach is more tailored. For instance, our academic navigator team is currently reaching out this week to students who are performing at 50% or below their peers based on Canvas data to provide resources and support. Collaboration to provide coordinated delivery of services is another principle as seen by the Explore Center's work. The Explore Center is the home for undeclared and pre-professional students. Even after our pre-health students declare a major in a college, our Explore advisors continue to mentor them through workshops, RSOs, UNMC trips, and a professional school visitor program. And currently, the Explore Center is collaborating with the University of Nebraska Medical Center to pilot a new early admission program for pre-nursing students. Coordinated delivery of service is also reflected through the University Career Services collaborations with career professionals who serve across the colleges to run career fairs, which just happened this week, provide career coaching, and collect data about our students' career journeys after graduation. These principles also underpinned UNL's quality initiative for the university's accreditation process. From 2022 to 2025, more than 500 faculty and staff engaged in at least one campus forum. It's been thrilling for me to see so many UNL faculty and staff engaged in conversations about how to create a more validating campus, one that truly embodies our land-grant mission to promote access and opportunity for all learners. I'm honored to engage in this work, and I look forward to future collaborations with all of you to continue transforming lives through undergraduate education. Thank you.
Good afternoon. I'm Dee Dee Anderson, Vice Chancellor for Student Life, and I have the privilege of being your last speaker today. So, almost. I do think it's fitting that we're ending our program with the Division of Student Life and a really clear focus on our students. In the Division of Student Life, students are our why. Our mission is to foster powerful experiences and communities that support student success. We envision a campus where all Huskers can co-create alongside student life a path to achieve their goals. Our division includes 20 units, nearly 700 employees, and more than 1,900 student employees. Together, our team shows up every day for students. We care deeply about them, we act responsibly in all that we do, and we stay focused on building a stronger tomorrow for students. We know that learning doesn't stop at the classroom door. Students grow through the relationships they build, the challenges they face, the communities they join, and the responsibilities that they take on. Our work is guided by the Student Husker Power Framework, which encompasses 5 elements critical to student success. We help students discover their purpose, explore opportunities, and connect their experiences to meaningful goals. We emphasize ownership by encouraging students to take responsibility for their learning and their experiences at UNL. We support well-being by promoting healthy choices, resilience, and balance. We encourage engagement by helping students connect to campus, lead others, and contribute to the Nebraska community. And we center relationships, supporting students as they build meaningful connections and grow their communities and networks. We believe that every student deserves the opportunity to belong, to be well, and to thrive. We support the whole student, academically, socially, emotionally, and physically, through 3 key focus areas: engagement and success, the Dean of Students, and auxiliaries and well-being. This work includes departments such as housing and dining, CAPS, SLICE, health services, student conduct and community standards, TRIO programs, and many others. Together, these teams meet students where they are, challenge them to grow, and help them build resilience as engaged citizens, ethical leaders, and lifelong learners. It would be really impossible in 3 minutes to highlight all 20 units within student life. The data you see on the screen are just a few fun facts that demonstrate our reach and impact. For example, with 5,433 students living in our residence halls, we served 1.8 million meals last year. Student advocacy and support saw a 107% growth in usage, with 942 students receiving support that helps them get back into the classroom. A student group dance marathon raised $111,502 for Children's Nebraska. Our reach is broad and extensive. Simply put, we do this work because students matter. Their success matters to the university, to Nebraska, and to the world they will help shape. Every day, our division shows up to ensure students just don't attend the University of Nebraska-Lincoln, but they truly experience it. Thank you.
We're going to have a timer like we have at the Board of Regents meeting. No, just kidding, just kidding. You can see why I'm so excited to have the presentations that we have. But as we close today's celebration, which means in about 10 minutes, I want to extend my deepest gratitude to all of you for your presence, your partnership, and your enduring commitment to this institution. Charter Day is more than an anniversary. It's a reminder, as you just heard in many cases, of who we are and why we exist as a community. It calls us to honor generations that came before us, not simply by preserving our legacy, but by building upon it. And after hearing from these remarkable university leaders today, I am more convinced than ever that the future of the University of Nebraska-Lincoln is filled with promise. Let's take a quick look back at the last 10 plus years of initiatives and involvement of so many in building our momentum. This includes the creation of 17 new programs focused on advising and career readiness, 19 new initiatives in student support, and 11 new programs that boost teaching and learning. Our people have established 6 new advisory councils and committees to expand our impact, and our faculty continue to earn more external honors and awards while achieving steady growth in the number of faculty inventions. We continue to prioritize interdisciplinary collaborations and reach new heights in research expenditures. And at the heart of our future is our people. Today, we reaffirm that people are at the center of everything we do. You bring talent, curiosity, and compassion to your work each day. You embody excellence and empathy. And your contributions, whether in the classrooms, labs, studios, fields, or communities, uplift lives and strengthen our world. You inspire lifelong learning, prepare generations to lead with purpose, and create experiences that truly matter. We also reaffirm our commitment to our place, Nebraska, our home. Our place is more than geography, it is purpose. It connects us to partners across the state and ensures that our teaching, research, and service remain rooted in the needs and opportunities of Nebraskans. From inspiring and moving people through the arts to advancing engineering and agriculture, from strengthening communities to driving discovery, our place shapes our work, and our work in turn shapes our place. And finally, we reaffirm that our time is now. This is our moment. As we look ahead, this moment calls us to come together with clarity and with shared purpose. The challenges before us are real, but they are matched by our collective capacity for creativity, collaboration, and courage. And at the time when many in our community have expressed a desire for deeper involvement in shaping our future direction, it is more important than ever that we create a campus-wide strategic framework that is co-created across UNL, not something developed around us, but something built by us. This framework will give every member of our community a meaningful opportunity to contribute ideas, provide good faith input, and help design actions that not only align with the University of Nebraska system's odyssey to the extraordinary, but also reflect the aspirations, expertise, and lived experience of our own campus. We will immediately affirm our strategies under the 5 pillars of the odyssey to the extraordinary, outlining the initiatives for UNL within each strategy, along with the measures that demonstrate our progress. Our community across UNL will engage in this work over the next 3 months, outlining ambitious opportunities across teaching and learning, research and creative activity, partnerships, culture, and stewardship. Designed to advance excellence and impact over the next 3 years, this UNL strategic framework calls us to reimagine curriculum, expand access, accelerate research, deepen partnerships, invest in our people, and steward our resources with intention. By embracing interdisciplinary approaches and harnessing deep expertise, we address complex challenges with resolve and with optimism. We imagine, we build, and we transform for the prosperity of Nebraska and the betterment of our world. Let me be clear about our priorities. We will foster discovery and innovation that address critical challenges and unlock new opportunities. We will advance innovative, inclusive, and impactful educational experiences for all learners. We will strengthen student success and prepare learners to remain insatiably curious throughout their lives. We will cultivate a supportive and dynamic community where every individual can thrive. And we will steward our resources wisely to ensure progress that is lasting and meaningful. These priorities are enduring, and they contribute to a healthy, prosperous, and resilient future and create meaningful impact across our state, our nation, and our world. Today, we celebrated the founding of this institution, but just as importantly, we celebrated you. You fulfill the promise of Charter Day through your work, your service, and your dedication. You are part of a proud tradition, and you are essential to the future we are building together. As we move forward, let us remain grounded in our why. Let us lead boldly. Let us continue to serve this extraordinary state with humility, integrity, and imagination. Together, we are transforming Nebraska's tomorrow, one defined by promise, innovation, and opportunity. Together, we empower generations to lead with purpose greater than themselves. I can think of no better exemplar of that next generation than Libby Wilkins, president of ASUN and student regent.
Good afternoon. My name is Libby Wilkins, and I'm honored to serve as the student body president and student regent. While I'm unable to be with you in person today, I'm grateful to Interim Chancellor Ankerson for the opportunity to introduce myself and share a bit about my experience at the University of Nebraska-Lincoln over the past 4 years. I'm a senior majoring in agricultural leadership with a minor in the Engler Agribusiness Entrepreneurship Program, both housed within the College of Agricultural Sciences and Natural Resources. My time at UNL has been incredibly formative, not only inside the classroom, but beyond it as well. During my freshman year, I significantly developed my leadership and facilitation skills while serving as a state FFA officer. As a sophomore, I honed my ability to engage in difficult conversations and confront challenges through my role as personnel chair in my sorority. My junior year was marked by growth and community building as I served on a ministry team at the Newman Center. Over the past year, as student body president, I've had the opportunity to draw on all of these experiences. In this role, I've worked to foster community with individuals who hold perspectives different from my own, and I can say with confidence that I'm better because of those experiences. ASUN is a perfect training ground for students to share our vision for the university we call our own. We desire collaboration with campus partners and to work to better our community. I firmly believe that the students at our university are the key to our state's future success. As I engage with my peers and interact with students across campus, I'm incredibly hopeful for the future. I see a generation that values community, service, and innovation for the greater good. It has truly been a pleasure to uplift 24,000 student voices this year and participate in shared governance with each campus leader on behalf of the students. I would be remiss if I did not extend my sincere thanks to each of you. Your work and dedication to this university do not go unnoticed. The impact of what you do is truly transformative, and I believe we are fortunate to have some of the best administrators, faculty, and staff in the world here at the University of Nebraska-Lincoln. Thank you, and go Big Red.
Thanks, Libby. And thank you for being part of this journey and for all you do for the University of Nebraska-Lincoln. Together, we carry forward a legacy shaped by courage, curiosity, and service. And together, we will continue to imagine boldly, act purposefully, and create opportunities that transform lives. The future we build will not be defined simply by what we achieve, but by the difference we make for our students, for Nebraska, and for generations yet to come. Happy Charter Day, Huskers, and here's to the extraordinary future we will create together.